Pi network is not like Bitcoin. This is a fundamental point to understand. Many people view all cryptocurrencies through the same lens. They expect them to follow the same patterns of market behavior. But this is not the case. Pi is built with a different goal in mind. Bitcoin has established itself as a digital store of value. It is also an asset that is actively traded on global markets. Pi, in contrast, aims to become a currency used inside a real, functioning economy. This distinction is not small. It is the very foundation of Pi's design and purpose. The vision is for a digital currency people use, not just hold or trade for profit. The core idea is to create a medium of exchange. A medium of exchange is something you use to buy and sell things. Imagine trying to buy groceries if a loaf of bread costs one amount in the morning and double by the afternoon. This is the problem that high volatility creates. Pi Network addresses this challenge directly. It is designed to be a peer-to-peer digital currency for everyday people. The focus is on usability for common transactions, not on complex financial speculation. This is where the global commodity value, or GCV, comes into play. GCV is a mechanism built into the Pi ecosystem. Its purpose is to provide a stable anchor for Pi's value. Instead of letting market speculation be the only driver of its price, GCV connects Pi to the value of real-world goods and services. Think of the things people need and use every day: food, fuel, housing, transportation. This approach sets Pi apart from currencies that derive value from trader sentiment on exchanges. The goal is to build an economy from the ground up. This economy is powered by the Pi community itself, made up of millions of users known as pioneers. They are the ones who will ultimately use Pi to buy, sell, trade. The success of Pi does not depend on its price on an external exchange. It depends on the vibrancy of its internal market. It depends on merchants accepting Pi for their services. It depends on users spending Pi for their daily needs. This is a very different measure of success than financial news reports. It is a measure based on utility, not just on speculative value. How many businesses accept Pi? How many transactions happen? How many people use it for real needs? Those are the metrics that matter. The global commodity value, GCV, is the heart of Pi's stability model. It ties Pi's internal value to a basket of real goods and services. This isn't new in economics. Historically, currencies were linked to physical assets: gold, silver. GCV applies that principle in a modern digital context. It creates a reference point for Pi's worth based on tangible value. That reference point isn't arbitrary. It's calculated from the average cost of a wide range of commodities and services people use daily. How does it work simply? GCV collects data on the prices of everyday goods. Example: price of a gallon of milk. Example: price of a bus ticket. Example: price of a kilowatt hour of electricity. Averaging those prices establishes a benchmark: real purchasing power. Pi aims to align its value with that benchmark inside its ecosystem, so one Pi buys a predictable amount over time. GCV's purpose is to give users confidence. People need trust that money today will buy roughly the same tomorrow. If a currency is extremely volatile, that trust disappears. People hesitate to transact. They might hold hoping for rises, or rush to sell fearing a crash. Neither supports a healthy economy. GCV reduces volatility in the Pi ecosystem. It provides predictability essential for a reliable medium of exchange. That's its core function. Important: GCV is a guide, not a rigid peg. It's not meant to fix Pi to a dollar amount forever. The basket's value will change with inflation and other factors. GCV will adjust accordingly. The goal: Pi maintains purchasing power relative to that basket. If costs go up, Pi's nominal exchange value may adjust, but inside the Pi economy, buying power should stay relatively stable. Key difference: stable purchasing power, not a fixed exchange rate. Many people get caught up in the excitement of cryptocurrency exchanges. Prices flash, moving up and down by large percentages in a single day. This is the world of speculation. Traders buy and sell based on news, rumors, technical charts, aiming to profit from swings. Volatility makes it hard for a currency to buy and sell things. A great speculative asset is often a poor medium of exchange. Pi Network takes a different approach. It prioritizes real-world utility over exchange hype. Inside its ecosystem, value isn't dictated by short-term traders. Instead, its value is anchored to the GCV. Even if external prices swing wildly, purchasing power in the Pi marketplace should remain more stable. The focus is on what a Pi can actually buy: a cup of coffee, a haircut, a new phone. Separating utility from speculation lets the Pi economy develop without constant external disruption. Merchants gain pricing confidence. Consumers can budget in Pi, reasonably sure savings will cover future purchases. Let's consider a practical example to illustrate this idea. Imagine a farmer who grows rice. She must sell her crop to pay for seeds, fertilizer, and labor, and support her family. If she accepts a highly volatile currency, today's price may not cover tomorrow's costs. Planning becomes impossible. Now she accepts Pi. Because Pi's value is linked to the GCV, one Pi consistently buys a certain amount of goods and services. She can price rice in Pi, calculate costs, and set a profitable, predictable price without watching exchange rates. Customers also benefit. Stability ripples through the local economy, creating a virtuous cycle. Now, a city coffee shop. The owner must pay rent, beans, milk, sugar, salaries, and still earn a profit. Wild price swings threaten margins and operations. Pricing in Pi links revenue to a stable benchmark. Today's earnings cover next week's expenses more reliably. She can plan inventory, payroll, and pricing with confidence. Customers enjoy consistent prices and become regulars. If suppliers also accept Pi, transactions are direct, fees lower, and the value exchanged is clear thanks to GCV. One powerful idea behind Pi is borderless commerce. Traditional cross-border payments are slow, expensive, complicated, high fees, bad FX, long waits. The amount received can be much less due to fees and exchange rate volatility. Pi, anchored by GCV, envisions a global currency for everyday trade. Both share a common unit of account with a universal reference, GCV. The value is measured in Pi, tied to a global basket of goods and services. A designer in the Philippines creates a logo for a client in Brazil. The client pays in Pi, fast, low fees. The designer knows Pi's buying power and can purchase local goods and services, or pays providers abroad directly. Currency flows seamlessly across borders. This isn't about big finance. It's about empowering individuals and small businesses to connect and trade globally on equal footing. A developer in Nigeria can serve a startup in Silicon Valley as easily as if they shared a city. Pi aims to be the currency enabling that. By focusing on stable, utility-driven value, Pi can drive global inclusion and break old financial barriers. Achieving stability in a digital currency is not simple. It requires good design, reliable data, and user trust. GCV is not magic. Accurate prices from goods and services in different regions feed the benchmark. Collection and verification may involve data partners, merchants, and the community. The process must be transparent and manipulation-resistant. Clear, accessible rules and open metrics build trust. Trust rests on two pillars: a sound GCV mechanism and a strong community. Value is affirmed by people using Pi. Every transaction reinforces belief. Who picks the basket? How are regional differences handled? What stops manipulation? Decentralized governance and community voice are essential. Crypto culture often revolves around predictions and strategies, the hodl mindset, leaving coins idle. Pi fosters a different culture, utility first. Wide distribution and marketplace tools encourage real trade. As usage grows, a natural price floor forms from real activity, less driven by hype, more by commerce. In summary, Pi Network is building a digital currency with a different purpose. It is not aiming to be another speculative asset like Bitcoin. Instead, it aims to be a stable, reliable medium of exchange for everyday people. The core mechanism is GCV, linking internal value to a basket of real goods and services, creating a stable anchor independent of exchange hype. This predictability helps users and merchants price goods, plan budgets, and trade with confidence. It reduces volatility risks, especially important for small businesses and regions with unstable currencies. As a global currency, Pi can make cross-border commerce simpler, faster, cheaper, empowering those outside traditional banking. The road is challenging. Robust tech, active community, transparent governance, and a proven GCV are required. Success hinges on a genuine, self-sustaining economy. Utility over speculation. Pi proposes stability, accessibility, and everyday usefulness. Will a focus on stable, utility-driven value unlock digital currency's true potential for the masses?